but it's really sad to hear that people are challenging those low water crossings and going around the signs. We want to go back out to Wimberley, where they're dealing with a lot of people trying to seek shelter at Wimberley High School. 275 people. KITV's Lydia Pantazis joins us live out there. You were talking to Terry Doyle. He had just an incredible story of terror overnight.
And we'll go back to Terry Doyle in just a minute, but first I want to show you behind me all the people that are standing out there. I don't know if you can see the police officers and then some people. A lot of the people are coming out of the shelter right now because the sun is coming up. Earlier, when we first got here a couple hours ago, we were seeing people arrive here. They were soaking wet. Some people didn't have their shoes on. They had left their home with just the clothes on their back, trying to get help. They came here with pets. They came here with nothing, as I said, just the clothes on their back. Here with me now is Terry Doyle. We heard from him earlier. And Terry, if you can come in right here, tell me about your experience. What happened to you this morning? You said your 96-year-old father was upstairs. You guys had to be rescued.
Yeah, my dad was upstairs. We had water in the house, raging through the house, like a raging river. My dad and I were upstairs. There was 9 inches of water in the second floor, which is about 14 feet above the house, so the highest the river's ever been ever. And finally, I was trying to get out to people. My cell phone wasn't working. Finally, somebody got hold of the emergency people, and when the water receded, they were coming in and get a ladder to get us down.
And you described that rushing water kind of like a tsunami, you said, right? Something you see in a movie?
It reminded me of the big tsunami that hit Thailand years ago. Remember that, how it just showed up? And I saw the movie, the people riding the rafters and the debris and all that. You could see the debris in the river. The river was 100 yards wide. Normally the river may be 30 yards wide. And they said it crested maybe 49 feet above normal.
And you heard, it described to me earlier, you told me that the trees were breaking. You can hear the windows in your home broke. The water just rushed in. Right.
The scary, you hear windows break, you hear trees crack. I watched our furniture floating around and wash out the door. We got a refrigerator down there, it's still there. And then you see I saw the whole side of the house, the window frames were, it just washed all that out and knocked out the other side. I watched the stairwell break off and wash out the door. I mean, so we're stuck up there. We have no way to get down. It's probably about 13 feet up. My dad's not jumping down. So we were stuck up there.
I know emergency responders were telling me that a lot of the people that came out here are here on vacation, and that's exactly your situation as well. You came out here for Memorial Day weekend to spend the weekend with your father.
Right. My dad's had a home here for many years, been coming up for many years, so I brought him here to be at the home, and he was enjoying it. Interesting enough, we just talked about what the flood stage was, the flood level was. He thought it was about a foot below this deck. Well, as we found out, it was probably about 15 feet higher than that. We found that out the hard way tonight.
And now you said you have nothing? Just the clothes on your back, you were able to get out, and you're just sitting at the shelter kind of waiting for some help.
Well, I'm waiting to get home. My aunt and uncle live here, actually. So we don't have it. Hey, we're high and dry. We're okay, you know. We just got to get the house fixed eventually, but our car flooded. It's gone. I lost my billfold. I left it there. So, but, you know, hey, we're high and dry. And there's other people here who have worse. I mean, they had to get out. They had to just rush out of the house, like you said earlier. My next-door neighbor, he watched the water come up a foot in his house. He looked at the window. It was 4 feet in the window. And he opened the door. It came rushing in. His wife almost washed away. He grabbed her and got out barefoot. They didn't have any shoes. Others got out as quick as they can. Got in his car. Thank goodness. He's in there now. But he doesn't have any flood insurance. He's really not happy.
Yeah, that's another issue as well. You have flood insurance, but some of your neighbors don't.
We have flood insurance. We never wanted to use it. I don't know who does and doesn't, but this one neighbor's higher than us. He's been there 50 years. The water's never been within 5 feet of his house. It was probably 10 feet in his house.
And your dad, I actually spoke to his father earlier inside the shelter. Your 96-year-old dad has a great attitude about everything that happened, and he was saying he's just thankful to be alive.
Exactly. He's happy to be alive. He's actually been suffering double vision here for last week, and so he had to crawl down that ladder with double vision at 96 years old. That was a little exciting for him, but he's good. He's in there. He's amazingly been calm about it, to be honest with you.
Well, thank you so much, Terry Doe. Wish you all the best again.
Thank you.
We heard from you earlier. I know. I promise I won't have you come back another time for an interview. Poor Terry. He's come back the second time already to talk to us and share his story. And he says he's very, very tired. You know, earlier we talked about if there was anybody missing, if they were looking for any people. I did talk to emergency responders, and what one of the emergency responders told me is that they expect bad news. There were a lot of areas here that were not accessible, and that they expect bad news in those areas, but he couldn't tell me exactly how many people were missing or if there were any people missing. Reporting live at Wimberley High School, I'm Lydia Pantases, KITV News.
Some definite heartbreaking stories expected to come out of that area. And we know a lot of people are waking up right now, getting ready to go to church. As you go to church, you need to say a lot of prayers for the people in Wimberley and San Marcos and the people that are just trying to recover from this. 300 people are at the San Marcos Activity Center. They're having to turn people away to another shelter, Maria Hernandez Middle School, and you just saw in Wimberley. We have a live shot right now, breaking in, developing. This is a water rescue live in San Marcos. This is a live shot. We just got this feed in right now. You're looking at a live water rescue. You can see the helicopter. The picture has panned down a little bit. They're keeping us pretty far away, as you can imagine, for our safety and their safety. First responders on the street there. We're trying to get some more information as to exactly what's happening here, but you saw the helicopter. Okay, I'm just being told that there's a rescue boat and a chopper. They're trying to get to a man's roof and rescue him off the roof. So that's what's happening right now. I guess the person is okay. This is in San Marcos, but he's surrounded by floodwater. So they're going to have to pluck him off the roof with a helicopter. You're looking at a live picture right now. Melanie Torrey is out there trying to get more information on this, but this is a roof rescue. You're looking at it live in San Marcos. First responders out there. One of the big issues earlier this morning, there just wasn't enough first responders to get to everybody trapped in their homes, trapped on their roofs, or trapped on the banks. Right now, it looks like this should have an okay ending. We don't know right now, but we know a man is trapped on the roof. They are sending a boat and a rescue helicopter to try to get him right now. This is a live picture in San Marcos. Melanie Torrey is out there. We have not seen many of these because most of this has happened in such a widespread area throughout San Marcos and Wimberley. We weren't able to get to these rescues because the roads were closed and there weren't enough first responders to go around to help all of the people in what Chicago is calling a historic flood of the Blanco River. So as you can see right now, we're looking at a live shot in San Marcos. They say a man is going to be rescued from the roof. And we just got Melanie on the line. KITV's Melanie Torrey joined us live. Melanie, what's happening here?
Well, right now, yes, they are trying to rescue not only a man who's trapped on the roof of his house, but also a man who drove across the water here. This is Highway 80, just on the San Marcos line next to Martindale. He tried driving across the Blanco River, swept his truck away, so there are actually 2 people down there that they're trying to rescue right now. The Caldwell County Sheriff's Office is out here, and they're not letting us get any closer than we are right now, and they say that's because the water is continuing to work its way up Highway 80. There is a rescue boat down there, and you were talking about that helicopter that's keeping an eye on what's going on out here. It may seem like the water is subsiding, but out here that's not the case. Like I said, they say that water continues to expand across Highway 80. Obviously, Highway 80 into San Marcos is closed right now because of situations like this. We're running across water over the road every way we turn, trying to get to San Marcos. We know that I-35 still closed, Highway 21 closed. It's just not safe for people to get to San Marcos right now because of the Blanco River flooding, just like you see right there. We'll continue to follow this breaking news situation, and we'll keep you updated as soon as things wrap up out here. Reporting live in San Marcos, Melanie Torrey, KITV News.
Hey, Melanie, before you go, can you tell what kind of helicopter that is? Is that just a spotter? Because we know Starflight was grounded after Kristen McLean's death as they try to regroup before doing any more water rescues. Is that a Starflight helicopter trying to rescue, or are they just being spotters?
No, that is not a Starflight helicopter. We saw them fly right over our heads a minute ago, and I was able to read it's a Department of Public Safety helicopter that's just keeping an eye on things from the sky right now. It looks like they're trying to utilize the rescue boat as their primary source of helping get these people out of the river.
Okay, and recap again, you said there's a man trapped in his house on a roof and a man trapped in a car?
Yes, a man in a truck who tried driving across the flooded roadway is also trapped down there. So 2 individuals that people are trying to rescue out here right now.
Okay, we want to hold this. If you can go back up to that helicopter, Melanie, looks like, are they hovering over where that rescue is supposed to be happening on the water right now?
Yeah, the rescue is happening on the water. You see that helicopter is just flying back and forth across Highway 80. This is where the Blanco River has just completely taken over a big stretch of the highway, and it continues to grow. Like I said, deputies are keeping us a pretty far way back from the scene. We can zoom and try and show you what's going on if you want to take a look at that helicopter up there. But this is as close as we're allowed to get, just because they say that water is actually still coming this way.
Have you seen anybody coming out of this helicopter at all? Have the bay doors been open? Have they put down any type of rescue materials?
No, we have not seen anything lowered from the helicopter, have not seen anyone come out of the helicopter. We've probably been out here for about 10 minutes, and we just continue to see it circling around the area while crews are working down on the ground.
Now tell me, you were trying to get down to the San Marcos area, but you've had to turn around several times. Adam Rakusin is telling me that people are still challenging these low water crossings, and the man in the truck is being rescued because he challenged the water in this area right here. You said Highway 80?
Yeah, that's what a Caldwell County deputy out here tells me. You could tell they were not very pleased that people are still trying to cross the water that's taking over these roadways. We've probably run into about 4 roadblocks, this being one of them. Water is just really surrounding the city of San Marcos, making it very difficult to get to. We haven't found a safe way to get there yet, though as you can see, people are still trying to get there, and it's not turning out too well.
Melanie, people are just waking up as they're getting ready for church. They have a lot of company in town. People are just waking up to this. And I know you just mentioned about the rescues, but please give us a recap of what's happening here. First responders on the ground, in the air, and in the water, and they're undergoing a major rescue here of 2 people.
Yeah, we have 2 individuals down here. This is Highway 80, just on the San Marcos city limit. If you're heading east, or actually if you're heading west from Martindale, there's a man who is trapped on his roof, the roof of his house. Then there's also an individual who was in a truck trying to cross the flooded roadway, and his truck got swept away. So we have a rescue boat down there and a DPS helicopter up in the sky. A lot of deputies and law enforcement out here completely blocking off this road as they try and get those 2 men to safety this morning.
It looks like that truck there has a boat on the top of it. Have you talked to any of those first responders yet? Have they told you, are they going to drop another boat in there for the rescue, or are they just standing by and making sure this road is blocked?
We haven't been able to talk to the first responders themselves. Right as we were pulling up, we saw a truck with a boat on it just fly past us. They're obviously pretty busy. The information that we're getting is coming from the Caldwell County Sheriff's Office, who is working the road closure out here right now. I'm about to go check with them and see if we can get another update regarding the status of this rescue operation this morning.
And is that helicopter still overhead as a spotter?
Yeah, the helicopter is still flying. You can see it right there. It's going right over Highway 80, heading north, wherever the Blanco River is completely covering the roadway right now. It just continues to fly around in circles. We've been out here for about 20 minutes, and it's been out here that entire time, though we have not seen anything lowered from the helicopter, no one coming out of the helicopter. Looks like they're just keeping an eye on what's going on down on the ground and trying to assist the people who are actively working this rescue.
And they have you pretty far away. Can you see what's going on there at all?
You guys can probably see better than I can because of the zoom on the camera from here. I can see some flashing lights and the helicopter. I can see there's water over the roadway, but they're keeping us probably a good 100, maybe even 150 yards back from where the water's over the road right now, because we're told it just continues to expand and grow. It's not really receding in this area, which is why we're still having people running into some issues this morning. As
we stay on this shot, Mel, there's a person who is trapped on his roof. They're trying to rescue him with a boat. They're not using the helicopter. You said it was a DPS helicopter. And there's a man who is stuck in a truck in the high water as well.
Yes, a man did try to cross this roadway that was completely flooded with water this morning. We've been seeing people trying to cross the roadways, trying to get to San Marcos. His truck got swept away, and they're working to rescue him right now, along with the man whose house is flooded. I'm told he's standing on the roof of his home down there. It appears like that is actually out of our line of sight, but they're trying to get to those two people right now. You can see there's a truck. Looks like they're driving over where the river has covered the roadway right now. A lot of crews down there, but we're so far back, it's really hard to tell you the details of what they're doing.
How many low water crossings did you encounter as you tried to get down to San Marcos?
Including the I-35 closure, we ran into a closure on Highway 21 by the railroad tracks just before we got to Highway 80. We also ran into, it wasn't a closure, but a significant amount of water just swiftly flowing over the roadway right by the San Marcos Municipal Airport. We had to turn around there. We saw a lot of other people turning around with us, making some good decisions, putting safety first this morning. And then we tried coming this way. We went really far out east and tried coming in from Martindale, but once again we hit another blockade here with water over the roadway. After this rescue wraps up, we'll continue trying to find a way to San Marcos, just like so many people trying to get down there, get to their loved ones, get to their property. And we know a lot of people flooded out of their homes in the city of San Marcos, a lot of damage down there, but it's just really hard to get to them and help them out.
It looks like something's going on there. I saw that first responder in a hurry drive past you with the boat on top. I wonder if the helicopter spotted a spot for them to drop in for their rescue.
They might have. We also have another first responder vehicle coming up behind us right now. They've got their lights flashing. They turned on their siren for a moment. It looks like they're about to drive right past us. So we do have more crews coming down here. Not sure where that boat was going, but there's the Martindale Fire Department coming to the scene to assist in the rescue this morning.
Can you pan up? Is that helicopter still tracking over the river there?
Yeah, we can show you the helicopter again if you want to see it. It's directly over Highway 80 right now, flying southbound, and they're about to make a loop and fly back over the highway. They just continue flying in circles while the crew's working on the ground to try and help get these two men out of the river.
And as far as you've seen, this is just a spotter helicopter. No attempted rescues from this helicopter.
No, we've not seen any attempted rescues from that helicopter. However, there is another helicopter approaching the scene from the north right now. You're probably about to hear them as they fly over us. Here we can show you a live picture. This is the second helicopter coming to the scene right now. We believe they're coming to the scene. They're flying directly toward us. We're not sure what type of helicopter this is. You're seeing it approach the scene just as I am. I might get drowned out here as they're flying overhead. Just a second here.
Now, does that look like a military helicopter, an Apache helicopter, maybe a National Guard?
Yeah, that would be my guess, Walt. Kind of hard to hear you out here, but yeah, that helicopter is definitely not a DPS helicopter. Doesn't look like a Starflight helicopter either. They're continuing to fly south, so they looks like, okay, they might be circling around and coming to this rescue as well. We're gauging this like you are. Looks like, yeah, they're coming down. They might be landing right by the river, or they're just going to fly around in circles right above it. But yeah, now there are two helicopters out here on the scene. It looks like the crowd of first responders is also growing down there as they try and rescue. We have two men stranded down here. One man on the roof of his house. Another man tried crossing the roadway that was overflowing with water. His truck got swept away. So a lot of resources out here trying to get these two people back to safety.
Hey Melanie, I see somebody sitting on the rail of the helicopter right now. Looks like a military helicopter. You probably can't see it from your vantage point, but it looks like they're assessing attempts to do a rescue here. I can see the bay door open. They're lowering through the trees. We are now getting our shot blocked a little bit by the trees, but you can see him now. Looks like both the doors are open, and this actually might be a rescue underway right now. They might have brought in this helicopter to do the rescue as DPS continues to have the other helicopter in the air as a spotter, but this could happen any minute.
Yeah, it really could. That helicopter that you're looking at right now is actually flying a lot lower than we've seen the other helicopter fly this morning. You can see some of the water from the river actually flying away just, from the pressure of that helicopter coming down. He's hovering over the highway right now.
He's dropping down.
It does look like something's coming out.
Yeah, he's dropping down. Looks like they're lowering him down for a rescue right now live in this area off of Highway 80, high water. You said they're either going after the man in the truck or the man on the roof. While this is happening right now, you're watching a live rescue. A military helicopter just sent a man down on a rope, and they are trying to either rescue a man on a roof or a man trapped in his truck in the high waters out there. Mel, are you still there? Looks like I can see a diver down the road.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'm still here. Lost you for a second there.
I just saw someone drop down from the helicopter. Do you think that's closer to the house or the car?
I would have to guess. I haven't been that close down there, but it seems like it's probably closer to the truck. I feel like the house is just a little bit north of Highway 80 perhaps, definitely not right over the roadway. I'm guessing that's probably where the truck was. This person heading into San Marcos, it looks like, whenever the water just started taking their truck away, and they're completely surrounded by a lot of water down there. Deputies tell me that the water doesn't seem to be receding, and that's why they had to bring in this helicopter for a rescue mission out here. So I would have to guess they are rescuing the person who's stuck on the roadway in a truck right now. We don't know the status of the man who is trapped on the roof of his house, but there you see him coming right up to the helicopter right now.
They're bringing him up. I can't see. Does he have somebody with him? Yes, he does. He has somebody with him. It looks like they're pulling him to safety. The person in the truck, you can see them on the harness together. They're being pulled into the military helicopter right now. I don't know if that is National Guard or who that is. We can get a confirmation on that later. But it looks like they just rescued the person who went around or challenged the high water and got stuck. They just brought in this helicopter to do the rescue. So that's one rescue, one person to safety. And now we'll see if this helicopter goes over to the man stuck on the house who is trapped in high water as well. But that's great news. Rescued there. You saw it live on KITV News just a minute ago. They brought a person up into that helicopter. We don't know if it's a man or a woman. DPS was tracking it for a while. That's great news, Mel. Somebody's going to be safe today, but they probably shouldn't have been in that position if they challenged the high water.
Yeah, that's what deputies are telling me out here. We're very glad to see this person rescued, though they don't want anyone else to be put in this situation. There aren't a lot of barricades up here, and that's probably because they're running out. We're running into closures everywhere. You see that helicopter right over us right now.
Oh, that's great news, great news. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they stay next to you and do the other rescue on the house. Are they landing next to you as well to drop the person off?
Look like, it doesn't look like they're landing. It kind of looks like they're circling around. Maybe that's where the person stuck on the roof of their house is. They've gone out of my line of sight right now.
Okay, we just got them back now.
To them. Okay, there they are. Yeah, it looks like they could possibly be doing another rescue if that is where the house is, where the man is trapped on top of his roof. It does look like that helicopter is lowering. Let's take a look and see what it does.
Do you still see the DPS helicopter circling as well as a spotter?
Yeah, the DPS helicopter is still out here on scene. They're flying much higher than this military helicopter that's out here doing these rescues. I can also see a third helicopter pretty far out in the distance. They have to be at least to I-35, maybe even farther. So there could very well be more rescues going on farther down Highway 80, closer into the heart of San Marcos. I see at least 3 helicopters. I know 2 are working on this rescue that we're telling you about. A man who drove across the flooded roadway, got stuck in his truck, and another man who is trapped on the roof of his house. That military helicopter is actually gone out of our line of sight right now, but I do think it's still around here and trying to rescue the second person out here today.
So we just saw a live rescue. Military helicopter took a man to safety after, man or woman, we don't know yet, took a person to safety after they were stuck in a truck in the high water. And you said another helicopter is coming to the area. We were just talking to KITV's Lydia Pantazis out in Wimberley, and she was talking to first responders there, and they said the light of day will probably bring a lot of tragedy. Now we're seeing some good news with, looks like we're going to have a couple rescues here. Hopefully they can get to the man on the roof, but the light of day, we're seeing these first responders now really seeing what they're dealing with, and we're seeing another helicopter in the shot now as well, Melanie.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where that helicopter that just did the rescue has gone to. Like I said, I can't walk any farther. Deputies have asked us to stay back here for our own safety and so that we definitely don't compromise anything that they're doing out there, though we know that DPS helicopter is still circling around here. A lot of the first responders that were on the ground have left the scene, so that's a good sign. Looks like they're accomplishing exactly what they came out here to do, and that's to save these two people. The Caldwell County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that the person in the truck that was saved was a male. So that was a male who tried to cross the roadway here. This is Highway 80 heading westbound into San Marcos.
Okay, we're just getting some more information on that helicopter. It's a Black Hawk helicopter. It's being used by Texas Task Force 1. They did the rescue out there. We're being told that they were brought in because Starflight decided to stop rescue operations for a while. They needed the help of Texas Task Force 1. They brought in the Black Hawk helicopter that just rescued that man from his truck. They will also be busy working right now. We lost it in our line of sight, but the Black Hawk helicopter, I guess now, is going over to the house where a man is trapped on the roof. He's surrounded by high water. You're looking at a live shot now. It looks like the DPS helicopter that is continuing to circle and spot for the first responders. Maybe they are taking that first person that they rescued, that man, to the hospital, and will be back to do the rescue on the roof. But there's been a lot of activity over here on Highway 80. They just rescued a man who challenged high water over the road, got stuck in a truck. They just rescued him. That was Texas Task Force 1. DPS is responding. A lot of agencies involved. One of the things we heard earlier this morning is there just wasn't enough first responders to get to everybody, especially in Wimberley. Wimberley High School right now dealing with 275 people in their shelter. There are 2 shelters open in San Marcos right now. San Marcos Activity Center is full. They can't accept any more people. They have 300 people there. They're telling everybody to go to Maria Hernandez Middle School for shelter.